welcome to Bits and Bytes, a little bit of everything gaming. I'm Trisha Hershberger, and today I bring you a boot to the head. But before that, we need to have a talk about neglect. In the heat of battle, it's easy to forget those who mean the most to us, but it happens in this industry every day. I speak, of course, of robots. Sometimes a brutal and bitter world-threatening enemy, yes, but also sometimes loyal companions, brothers in arms, and even saviors of the world. Here are our top 4 most underrated robots in games.
Is that a race?
Call of Duty Infinite Warfare introduced us to Mechanical Marine E3N, an enhanced tactical humanoid 3rd revision. That's a mouthful.
That's a mouthful.
You ain't kidding. Call me Ethan, ma'am.
Ethan fights by your side when the settlement defense front stages a surprise attack on Earth.
Roger that, sir.
He remains one of the best characters in the game with his steady gun hand and sly wit.
Now you're just making me blush, sir.
Gears of War's loyal robo-pal Jack is often forgotten completely, even by fans of the series. Mainly because he's invisible unless Marcus and crew need a mechanized hand opening a door or making a video call.
Thanks.
Even though Jack isn't a combat bot, he's always nearby and ready for the call to action. Although you gotta wonder why they don't put Jack's optic camouflage tech into the Gears armor too. We could fill this whole list with characters from Primordia, but let's settle for our hero, Horatio Nullbuilt, and his faithful companion, Crispin.
1 down, 1 million to go.
It's the future, people are extinct, and robots scratch out an existence on a scorched world.
Man built us to build, Crispin. Now, come on.
Stoic Horatio is trying to rebuild a spaceship, but a big jerk robot plunders his ship's power core. Point-and-click adventure ensues with Horatio and Crispin's banter stealing the spotlight at every turn as they search for a new power source.
Crispin, when I told you to find a new spark plug, did you just shove my conductive putty into the old one?
Maybe.
Rocket Robot on Wheels was the first game from Sucker Punch, better known for the Sly Cooper and Infamous games. Rocket had the misfortune of starring in a 3D platformer on the Nintendo 64 that was released on the same day as Rayman 2 on the same system by the same publisher. Geez, Ubisoft, talk about sending it out to die. This practically unknown game features its adorable protagonist solving physics-based puzzles in themed worlds. The best part is when you get to build and ride roller coasters. It's okay, Rocket. We love you even if no one else does. Rocket Robot on Wheels has never been re-released on any platform ever, but if your N64 still works, you could do worse than to pick up this lovely red cartridge for it. Those of us who played it back in the day knew Sucker Punch was destined for great things. Speaking of things lost in the mists of history, the ebb and flow of gaming trends can lead to entire genres blowing up and fading away in short time spans. Sure, everyone and their sister has a MOBA in development now, but when was the last time you played a good old-fashioned side-scrolling beat-em-up? They're rare today, but around the turn of the 90s, the beat-em-up was a staple of the arcades everywhere. It's time to know your history. Most would peg the granddaddy of beat-em-ups as the arcade game Renegade. Released by Technos in 1986, Renegade pitted you and your fashionable sleeveless vest against a number of street gangs. It was a little awkward to play, but it was popular and had a spiritual successor arrive the following year from Technos called Double Dragon. Yeah, you probably know this one. Double Dragon codified the beat-em-up genre. You had a player facing legions of enemies, both cannon fodder and tougher boss enemies, dispatching them with punches, kicks, and more specialized moves using multiple button presses. The genre exploded in arcades, many considered classics today, such as Capcom's Final Fight, which brought us future fighting game staples Cody and Hagar. Many a quarter was drained from children's pockets by Konami's mega-popular Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat-em-up, which would go on to spawn a console port and numerous sequels. Sega got into the action with Golden Axe, a fantasy-based change of pace compared to the street gang themes that tended to dominate the genre. They also brought the action home with a fully original series for the Genesis, Streets of Rage, which is so 90s it features a character who fights wearing rollerblades. Sadly, the beat-em-up is no longer a driving force in the game industry, but if you're itching to tenderize some bad guy face, there are a couple of current options out there. The king of modern beat-em-ups is Castle Crashers by indie giant The Behemoth.
It's several years old but still commands respect with its versatile combat system and loads of content. The top-notch animation and quirky sense of humor doesn't hurt either. If you'd prefer a harder edge, Mother Russia Bleeds combines pixel art with over-the-top gore. Set in the Soviet Union of the mid-1980s, your characters get captured and experimented on, giving them superpowers when they inject a mysterious substance into themselves. Don't try this at home, kids. You have to fight your way to freedom against hobos, zombies, and naked prison inmates. It's gross, but fun.
Independent game developers, rescuing your favorite genres from obscurity since 2010. If you were a beat-em-up fan or a space sim junkie, it was slim pickings for a decade or so there. Nowadays, you can find just about anything with a search term and a Steam app. Once again, we have come to the end of Bits and Bytes. But let us know your favorite beat-em-ups and the robots you think need recognition in the comments. Until next time, remember, why take a bit when you can have a bite? That was a decent crunch.